Yes, I will be sharing. Yeah.
Awesome.
Looks like it's already recording. Just want to make sure that's, yeah, it's recording. It's not my Fathom. It's actually recording. Good. All right, great. All right. Awesome. Well, good evening, brothers. Thank you so much for joining. This is the second installment of three workshops that we are having for the Billboard Jackson. We are super excited about being able to continue to bring this to the brotherhood in the Eastern region as we continue to sharpen up our skills as it refers to bigger and better business. We have an exciting workshop for you brothers today. Hopefully you enjoy workshop one for those who were able to attend it either in person or virtually. We really appreciate you guys for joining and being attentive. As per the first workshop, this is going to be a very interactive workshop, especially towards uh, once we get out of the presentation model and we start to really discuss how to put specific aspects of the business plan together. So please be ready to participate. You can, participate through the chat. You can participate by raising your hand. Please make sure you have your cameras on if you have the ability to do so. We are looking forward to having a real interactive workshop on today. Brothers who don't know me, my name is Brother Rashawn Howard. I serve as your Eastern Regional Director of Bigger and Better Business, and I am just excited and proud to be able to serve you guys today. I want to thank Ms. Janelle from the SBA for joining us. You'll hear from her a little bit later on. I also want to thank I believe I saw our Vice Director, Brother Ben Austin, who jumped in a second, if he liked to bring greetings, I'll give him a minute to bring greetings. And I appreciate all of the members of the regional Bigger and Better Business team who are on today as well. Brother Omar Ross, Brother Steve Lawrence, Brother Wright, and of course, Brother Wes Lewis, who will be helping us navigate today. And I see you as well, Brother Calvin, out of Delaware. And all the brothers who are on, I appreciate you guys. And we hope that you really get something great out of today's presentation. All right, so let's get started. Brother Austin, would you like to bring greetings before we jump in?
Thank you, Brother Director. I appreciate it, man. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to see the new heights you're taking this program to, and I'm looking forward to some winners coming out of the Eastern region.
Yes,
And I think
sir.
things that you're doing right now to prepare brothers is a wonderful thing, and anything that I can do to support or help, I'm grateful. I'll be grateful to do. So again, thank you guys for joining. I'm looking forward to the presentation, and anything I can do to help, just let me know. Thank you, brothers.
Awesome. Thank you, Brother Vice Director. We appreciate you for joining. All right. So this is what the order of events is going to look like today. There's going to be an overview of the Billboard Jackson and the steps that you all can take to ensure you can be successful. Then we are going to turn it over to Brother Wes Lewis, who is going to work with Janelle and really give an understanding and a highlight of what the SBA partnership looks like. We're going to jump into the components of a business plan. We're going to talk about what I feel is the most important component of a business plan, which is the executive summary. And then we're really going to get interactive, brothers. We're not going to do specific breakouts, but we're going to work and we're going to do a activity to really help booster and get you guys prepared to submit a successful application. After that, we'll close out and we'll answer any questions that you may have. All right. So let's talk about the Billboard Jackson. And brother Lewis will give you some background on the Billboard Jackson, but I want to talk about the process. For those who were able to attend, we had the workshop one during our area meetings, and for area two, we had it virtually. That is for those who attended. That is available virtually and will soon be on the Eastern Region YouTube page if it's not already, for you to go back and watch and take notes if you need to do so. You are currently sitting in workshop two, writing a successful business plan. And then on November 21st, workshop three, marketing your business plan. In that workshop, we're going to focus on how do you present your business plan? What does that feel like? What does that look like? What parts of the business plan should we focus on presenting? Because in a lot of cases, you're only going to have 7 to 10 minutes, right? But you're going to have anywhere between 20 to 50 pages of a business plan. There's no way you can present all of that in 7 to 10 minutes. So workshop 3, we're going to discuss the aspects of presenting our business plan and what we really should be focused on. Then we're going to have you guys go to work, right? For those who are looking to apply for the Billboard, you'll have from November 21st to January 15th, which will be the deadline to apply, to put a good business plan together and submit your business plan. Okay. The first round is your business plan, brothers. We will be evaluating the business plans and identifying which business plans will make it into the Eastern Region semifinals, which will be held virtually for collegiates on January 28th and for alumni on January 30th. We will be taking 5 collegiates and 5 alumni over to the semifinals. Okay. After the semifinals, we will be taking 2 collegiates and 2 alumni to the leadership conference. More information on that to be announced by the regional director at the regional board meeting. That is where we'll have the in-person Billboard Jackson Eastern Regional Finals. And the winner, one alumni winner and one collegiate winner, will win $2,000 apiece from the region. And we'll have the opportunity to move on internationally for a chance at winning $20,000 apiece. So, brother, there's a lot of money on the line, $22,000 on the line. And but what's also on the line is your ability to sharpen your skills as a business owner or potential business owner, and to create a more efficient business plan so you can go out and get dollars, not just from the fraternity, but from other resources that are available, right? So we're excited for all of you who are here and who will be able to sharpen and strengthen your business plan and your entrepreneurship skills as a business owner and prospective business owner. Well, it is now time for me to pass on the gavel or the mic to my brother, the Eastern Regional BBB coordinator for the DC metropolitan area, Brother Wes Lewis. All
Thank
yours,
you,
brother.
brother. Thank you, brother director. I appreciate it. Greetings, brothers. Greetings, Ms. Hine. So, long short of it is the SBA. Oh, we need that back.
Oh, you want that now?
No, you're good. So the SBA and the NPHC hold an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, that's good for 2 years. And that is to aim to foster cooperation between the SBA and the NPHC to support small businesses, particularly those started by members of the NPHC. Now, the goal is to help us grow, start, expand those businesses. Now, per that MOU, the SBA will be sharing information about their programs, resources, materials, providing speakers for events like this on business topics, inviting members to SBA events and training sessions, and sharing information about the fraternity on a larger scale. Now, in return, Phi Beta Sigma, we inform members of the SBA resources and services. We distribute SBA materials, make sure that brothers are aware of what is really offered by the SBA. We provide speakers for SBA events when needed, and we have liaisons such as myself to coordinate with the SBA so that we can ensure that that communication is going both ways. Now, at this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Janelle Hine, who is the district director of the U.S. SBA office in Jacksonville, Florida, to just give us a rundown of the SBA services that are offered to business owners, current and aspiring. Ms. Hine?
Yeah, thank you very much, Wes, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with your constituency today. We're excited about this agreement. I mean, there's nothing to say that we haven't been working with members of your fraternity and other sororities and fraternities around the nation, but we haven't done it in a coordinated manner, and I think that's what makes the agreement so special. We at the SBA work for you. We're a federal agency. Your tax dollars are paying for our services. So it only makes sense that we try to broaden our reach to different areas of our communities so that everyone's aware of what's available. I know during COVID, we got a lot of publicity because of the PPP loan that we did, because of the CARES Act and the COVID EIDL. But for many people, that was the first blush with SBA. And I will tell you, last year we celebrated our 70th year. So we've been around. I've been around. I don't call myself a veteran employee. I call myself a legacy employee because I've been around for almost 34 years with the SBA. I grew up in SBA. And I wouldn't have stayed here if I didn't believe in our mission. We have a great mission to help people realize the American dream of business ownership is something that I think everybody can get behind. We have 4 pillars, basically. I mean, I'm not going to go too deep in the minutia, Wes, but basically we're known for our capital programs, the capital access that we provide through our guaranteed loan programs. We use that program to fund things as small as a microloan, which is about $50,000 or less, on up to where you're going to be maybe buying a building for your business that would be tapping out at about $5 million. SBA doesn't lend directly, not in that program. That is done through our lenders. So we have a vast network of participant lenders that we can make direct referrals to. They're looking for, and we know what the banks are looking for or the lenders, then it's easy for us to make those referrals. But we also have a tool called Lender Match. And I kind of look at that as lending tree for SBA loans, because you go in as a small business owner, whether you're generating revenues or not, because you can do it as a startup. And you go in and put some information about your company, information about yourself, information about what kind of funding you need. And it's a free platform. And then if a lender is interested in the deal that you're looking for, it provides a way to not have to cold call lenders that may not know you. They've already got some interest in what you're doing, so it's a potential to get a match. Next thing we do is the counseling and mentoring. Again, I haven't owned my own small business. Like I said, I grew up in SBA, but I was small business adjacent for most of my life because my parents owned 3 businesses. So I know what it takes, the fire in the belly that it takes to be an entrepreneur. So we have a skilled set of mentors. Many of them have been previous owners or at least have gone through a certification program to provide like A1 mentoring to you. And the great thing about it is the one-on-one is always free. Our resource network includes partners like our SCORE chapters, our small business development centers that are tied to public universities. We have women's business centers, and we have a veteran business outreach center that covers most of our territory. So these are nationwide networks as well. So if they don't have the expertise that you're looking for at the organization in your neighborhood, they can connect you with someone around the nation that might be able to assist you. And again, one-on-one consulting for free. Who doesn't like free, right? The next thing we do is government contracting. You may or may not have seen that the government is the largest purchaser of goods and services across the nation. This year, we topped out on just about 700 billion of those government contracting dollars going to small businesses. So it's mandated by law that 23% of all federal contracting goes to small businesses. And we have some government certification programs that can help you to lessen that bidding pool. And the reason I say that is because we have 34 million small businesses in the United States. So if a government contracting entity puts out a contract for a small business, there's a potential that you're going against maybe some larger companies that you wouldn't consider small, but the SBA considers small. If you get these other certifications, such as a small disadvantaged business or our 8A program, our Hub Zone program, a service-disabled veteran-owned program, or a women-owned program, then that contract only goes to those types of entities that are certified. So again, a smaller bidding pool. Makes you a little bit more competitive in the federal marketplace, and many of our contracting agencies like our certification programs because they know that someone in the government has looked at this business. And lastly, I don't like to mention it a lot, but I live in Florida. We know that there is always a crisis. So our 4th C is crisis, and that means disaster funding. Mother Nature has blessed Florida often this year with many of the hurricanes that we've had, but all disasters happen all over the country. In fact, I think we have about 40 active disaster declarations right now. This is one of the programs where SBA comes in and does direct lending straight to not only businesses and nonprofits, but also homeowners and renters. And many people don't realize that that's actually available to them. We offer low interest rate, long-term fixed rate financing to help you get back to whole. It's not a fix for everything, but it does provide you an opportunity, again, to, in addition to what you might get from your insurance proceeds, get you back to whole and maybe even better if you want to put in some mitigation features like shutters or a generator, a seawall, raise your home. There's lots of different ways that we can assist. But that's in a nutshell. That's the 4 pillars. It's capital, it's counseling, it's certifications, and crisis. There's lots more that I can tell you about, but we really want to focus on the business plan, because I know that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So we want to make sure that you have enough information to get you to where you can actually compete at those regional and national levels. So Wes, I'll turn it back to you unless there's any other questions.
Thank you, Ms. Hine. I really do appreciate the rundown. Very detailed, very informative. I do want to open the floor if there are any questions before we move into the business plan area of our presentation.
And you can also put them in the chat if you have any questions in the chat. We will definitely, while we have this resource, Ms. Hine here as a resource, we definitely want to take advantage of it. Are there any questions based on what was just discussed or the partnership? All right, here we go. What were the 4 pillars again? I'll write it in the chat as you mentioned it.
It's capital, counseling or consulting, either one, certifications, and crisis. And I'm going to put a link in there on how they can find their local mentor in their local area. It's a mapping tool.
Awesome. Great. Awesome.
I think we've got
And this is the first plug for the resource guide. That same resource that was just plugged in by Ms. Hine is under SBA in our resource guide on impact1914.org. That same mapping tool can be so impact1914.org. Thank you so much. You're more than welcome to stay and join us for the rest of this presentation.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Awesome, great. We'll look forward to having you. Wes, the floor is yours as I reshare and get us going with the components of a business plan.
Excellent. Thank you, Brother Director. So if you joined us for the first webinar on planning your business, we did note that the business plan, that is your roadmap for success, your North Star, provides clarity on your business goals and operations, and ultimately a vital tool when you're seeking funding or partners. Next slide. Now, there are 2 types of business plans. Now, the first one we're not really going to focus too much on because for the purposes of the Billboard Jackson program, you're going to need to zero in on a lot more detail that would be offered and available through the traditional business plan. But we will cover the Lean Start because there is value there. Now, the Lean Startup plan, I think we can go here. So that is a flexible, brief, emphasis on brief plan focused on rapid testing, learning, adaptation. Now, if you're a startup that's aiming to refine your business model, now you are in a position to take ideas, run them through your co-founders, advisors, mentors, potential investors. I use my Lean Startup business plan to engage with SCORE, as well as the Apex centers that are, they offer free consulting, but you don't necessarily need to have your full business plan fleshed out for that. You start off with, your problem, your proposed solution, proposed audience, your target market, your competition, your expenses, and so forth. You have that all on that one view. It's literally no more than a page, and you can use that to solicit that feedback, iterate on it, and move forward. Now, the traditional business plan, a lot more comprehensive, a lot more detailed, extensive market research, financial projections, strategic goals. This is your long-term roadmap. You're not going to be updating it as often as, say, a lean business plan, which does not have as much detail in it. A strong foundation for that long-term strategic plan, decision making. You're going to need to have a strong one of these if you're going after funding, working with, and the scaling. You're going to need a lot of detail in order to inspire that confidence and show that you have done that research, that homework. Now, the audience of the traditional business plan, you're talking about banks, again, money folks, financial institutions. The banks want to see a clear plan that shows how your business is going to generate a steady cash flow, repay loans. Investors, same deal. They're looking to see if your business can deliver strong returns, if it's worth the risk. Your financial institutions, your business partners, if they're investing their time, they want to make sure that this is viable. They want to make sure that there's a mutual benefit. They want to make sure that a partnership, there's a plan for success there. And as far as your stakeholders are going to want to, like board members, major supporters, they want to make sure that the business stays on course. So they're going to want to know that the business has a clear direction and you're setting realistic, achievable goals. Okay.
And Wes, on this topic, I want to go back to something that Ms. Hines said when she talked about how, the SBA can help with referrals to capital access, right? And that there's another resource when it comes to lender match. And so when we're thinking about putting a business plan together, only one person can win in the East and only one person can win this thing overall. But going through this process and having a business plan that's worth even putting into a competition like this gives you the opportunity to now go take that and go look for additional funding, go look for that startup funding, right? So, that's the advantage of being a part of this program. Everyone who takes a part of this program, takes it seriously, and puts a great business plan together is going to win, because now you have direct access to the resources and understand on how to utilize and maximize those resources as well. So great points there, brother Lewis.
Thank you, brother director. Now, not going to spend too much time here because we do have a substantial portion of this that's dedicated to the executive summary, and we'll get into why shortly, but just wanted to highlight the elements of a traditional business plan. So, of course, you have the executive summary. That's your overview, your mission, vision, your financial highlights, target market. Typically, you develop this at the very end. After you've developed everything else, you can bring everything up, summarize it. Your company description, self-explanatory, your purpose, model, what industry, your market analysis. You're looking at your target market, right? Industry trends, customer demographics. We covered a lot of this in the previous session if you were there, right? Competitive landscape, organization and management. Who's your team? What are the management roles? What's their background? How are you inspiring that confidence, that faith, that this is a good idea to pursue this venture and inspire that success, that this venture will be successful? You have folks who are experienced and can lead it on the course. They've done this before maybe, or they have the capacity to do it again through this venture. Your service or product line, benefits, life cycle, any IP, intellectual property, research development efforts. You have marketing and sales, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we move forward in this program. Funding requests, if you need money, how much, how will you use it, how long, what are the terms of the loan proposed, or investment, financial projections, what's your projected cash flow, balance sheets, income statements, right? Again, when you're comparing that lean business plan to this, you're giving a lot more information. You're going to the nitty-gritty. You're going as detailed as possible so that the audience that you are targeting can dive deep and they can ask any questions, and they can proceed in the manner that you are desiring, whether it's you're pursuing support, funds, and so forth. Then, of course, the appendix, legal documentation, product photos, references, anything else that can back up that plan. Brother Director, I see you shifting to the business plan. Kick it over.
Yes,
to
and then we'll take Brother Austin. We'll take Brother Austin, and then I'll shift here. Brother Austin.
Yeah, one of the things that I just want to point out is as I'm the, one of the things that I've seen over the past several years in this competition is people, the amount of work that you put in your business plan shows. If you do light work in terms of the explanations, it's going to read through the judges, participants. So please do not go into AI and try to get your business plan or get your description. Pour into it. Make sure it's yours. Make sure it's clear and concise and it's factual. Because when you go through a business plan and you're not truthful, or if it's not you, it's going to come through your presentation and throughout the business. So just be considerate of that. I just wanted to make sure I made that point. And I think Brother West, you're doing a great job in explaining it, but I just wanted to bring home that portion because I've seen a lot of brothers that have kind of just thought they could just put anything in and it would just get passed. And people just move on from it. It's not because they're going to dive into your numbers. They're going to dive into your relationships and your order and how your business plan actually works and see if it's viable. So just be truthful as possible and give as much information as possible. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Definitely. No, that's excellent points. And I see John Nell shaking her head. Yep. Everybody's like, yes, absolutely true. You want to add to that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, for SBA lending, if you're a new business, meaning less than 2 years in business, we require a business plan. And you're sitting across from a lender, you got to know the plan backwards and forwards. I mean, someone else can write it for you in, not in this competition, but in the real world. But I always tell people, you have to decide whether or not it's worth it to have someone else craft your vision because you've got to know it. If you get asked a question and you don't know it, people are going to know. Like you need to, and I like what he said about what you put into it is what you get out of it. It's true. It needs to be your voice. It's your company. It's your vision. You need to be an integral part of the planning.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for that feedback. Guys, in conjunction with the traditional plan, the components of that plan, right? Taking it back to the Billboard Jackson and preparing for the Billboard Jackson. These are the elements that are going to be judged. These are the elements that are going to be looked at. These are the elements of focus. The executive summary, the products and services, all of these things, right? That Brother Lewis just went through. I wanted you guys to get a vision on what components are going to be zeroed in on as it refers to the Billboard Jackson. So I hope all of you guys have pen and paper or your iPad or notes on your phone or whatever. And you're recognizing that these are the things that I'm going to have to focus on if I'm going to be successful in the Billboard Jackson. So I just wanted to share that with you guys in conjunction with that piece of the presentation that Brother Lewis was just referring to. So let's get back to, looks like it's over to me. All right. So let's talk about the executive summary. And brothers, for the rest of this workshop, we are going to be putting a lot of our focus on the executive summary. But before we go there, I wanted to open it up. This is where, brothers, if you can, I'm asking, put your cameras on, raise your hands, be very interactive, because this next component of the workshop is going to be about you, right? We want to help and use this workshop to sharpen where you are in your business today. But before we move on to the executive summary, is there anyone that has any questions about what has been covered so far in the workshop? All right, and not seeing any in the chat. Okay, we'll move forward. All right. Why are we honing so much in on the executive summary when it comes to putting your business plan? Because that's the meat and potatoes, right? The executive summary is that first impression. It's that elevator speech. It's all of the things that's going to tell the judge, that's going to tell the possible investor, that's going to tell the potential client or the potential business partner exactly what your business is about. The executive summary is the looker, the smile, the eyes, right? All of those things when it comes to the business plan. And because of that, typically you would actually, it's suggested that you do your executive summary last. Now, I'll tell you how I put my business plan together when I first started my business in 2018. I actually created an outline that was similar to my executive summary. It just didn't have any meat to it, right? I had my outline, I had all my research notes for each aspect of the executive summary, each aspect of the business plan that I needed to fill in, where I was going to go, where my resources were, right? Well, who my competitors were, how I was going to identify my marketing. All of those aspects of the executive summary and the business plan I outlined. And I had that in the area of my executive summary as I built my plan out. It didn't ultimately become my executive summary, but it became the foundation by which I built my business plan on. And as you go and work through all of those components that we talked about, right? The market analysis, the product line, the financial projections, the organization of your business, the company description, all of those things, as you are putting the meat and potatoes in each of those sections, you're going to have an elevator speech for most of those. And so when we think and we look about, how can we maximize our executive summary? These are the things that we want to look at and we want to think about. Does it make a strong first impression? Does it highlight the unique values of my business? I'll give you a perfect example. My everyday job is a business development director for a financial planning firm where I have my own practice as a financial planning, but I manage 28 advisors who have experience in the field, either 1 year up to 40 years. And my job is to help them scale and grow their business on an everyday basis. So when I sit and I do my coaching sessions with my advisors, my question to them is, what is your value add, not just to your clients, but to the industry, right? Because there's a million other financial advisors out there. Why you, right? So when you're thinking about putting your business together and you're thinking about your executive summary and you're thinking about your marketing plan and you're thinking about your elevator speech and you're thinking about the overview of your business and your mission statement and your value statement, why you? Why you? Right? And make sure that you're demonstrating a clear vision, that you inspire confidence. And that goes back to what what was being said earlier around, you need to know your business plan in and out. You can have somebody else write it for you all you want. You can use AI and Chat GPT all you want. But when you get in front of those investors, when you get in front of the judges as it pertains to the Billboard Jackson, if you don't know what's in there, because they know, because they saw your plan before you got in front of them. They analyze your plan. They judge you on your plan. They know everything that's in your plan. And if you don't know your plan better than them, it's going to show. They're going to know, right? So now let's talk about what should be a part of your executive plan. The overview of your business. That's your elevator speech at the beginning. That's you talking about your mission and your vision, the what, the why, the how. But you got to figure out how to put all that in 2 sentences, maybe 3, right? Because the executive summary really shouldn't be more than 1 page. You can stretch it out to 2, but I would strongly work on making that focus point on that 1-page document, right? And then what is your product or service? What problem are you solving for your target customers? Who are your target customers? And what goals do you have for them? And then who's your competition? The judges, the investors don't want to hear that you don't have competition. You absolutely have competition. If you believe that you don't have competition, that just means you haven't researched your industry enough. You got to go back to square one. You got to identify who your competition is. It's 2024. As much as we like to think we've invented something that's never been thought of, it's been thought of somewhere. And somebody is doing it in some form somewhere else. And then what does your team look like? If your team is just you, that's okay. But how do you work through strategic partners, centers of influence, and other peers to help ensure that you can maximize on your business? And then where do you think you're going to be a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? And be realistic in those numbers. So I'll stop here before we start the workshop piece of this. And I'll stop for any Brother Austin, for any additional questions.
Yeah, I
Brother
just
Austin.
wanted to, yeah, can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I just want to say great job. I love the way you just explained it. Just want to give a little history first. I'm a regional director of Big and Better Business. I'm the current chair of the Billboard Jackson Grant for Conclave, and I was 2 years ago in Houston as well. So with that being said, what I will suggest for anyone, and I believe you touched on it, but I just want to reiterate it. When you're doing these plans, this is not something that you should do within a night, a week. This takes time. You need to start working on it now with the deadline in sight. And you need to have a team. When I say a team, people that have businesses, people that have reviewed business plans, they give you feedback. If you're the only person reviewing it, you put yourself in a bad situation because they can identify things that you don't know. They can identify things where you might need to explain more, or give a little bit more information, or give less information because you've overdone it. It is crucial that you review it and you take your time with it. I love the example Brother Howard gave in terms of that outline. The outline is a wonderful thing. And Brother Howard will tell you, because we worked together in 2018 or 2018, right? Wasn't Brother Howard?
Oh, no, 23. Wasn't that far back.
23. Yeah, 23.
22 to 23. Yep.
22 to 23. Having folks that have businesses, that have reviewed business plans is crucial. It's crucial in terms of helping you identify things that you don't know or that you can't see. So it's important that you get that plan, you write it, you take your time, but you share it and you vet it. You vet it with your village, you vet it with your friends, you vet it with brothers in your chapters or brothers in the region or outside folk that can give you different. And then the last part, Brother Howard touched on, is your presentation. Your presentation in terms of how you know your business and how you can express it is crucial, because you can have the best business plan in the world, but for the competition, you're gonna have to be able to sell it. They're gonna have to be able to believe you. You have to be confident in terms of what you're putting out there, as well as your numbers. I just wanted to bring that point out. But thank you, Brother Howard.
Excellent points. Brothers, this is what this workshop is all about, right? We have, Janelle and the resources from the SBA on this call, right? You have, a past Billboard Jackson regional winner on this call. You have the chair of the International Billboard Jackson on this call, right? And I seen Brother Raymond Willis somewhere, who's going to be judging the regional Billboard Jackson, who is in and out. I know he was on this call. I'm sure he'll jump back in. So, and to the point that Brother Austin talked about, we created these workshops so you can start working on your plan immediately and come to these workshops with questions because you're working on your plan, right? Because you already have a business plan. So you can come in and say, I've been working on this aspect of my executive summary, Brother Howard, and I'm struggling here, right? That's what we're looking for. Do your homework and come back to workshop 3 with a ready business plan, because we're going to call on you the same way we get ready to call on you right now. So I'm going to ask a brother to please volunteer and tell me, raise your hand and come off camera and come off the mic. Tell me what your business is or your business idea is. Yeah, let's start there. I need a brother to volunteer, please.
I think I heard Brother Gerald Smith raise his hand, Brother Howard.
Oh, Brother Smith.
He's voluntold. Yeah, he's voluntold. I think I'm volunteering.
Brother Smith, tell us, what is your business?
I said Smith. I meant Price. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I said Smith.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Brother
Price.
Gerald Price. Yep, Brother Price.
Price.
What is your business, Brother Price? Did we lose him? Brothers is still recovering from the election hangover. Anyone else want to jump in? And Tobias, are you available? You have a great business. Are you open to sharing what you do? What your business is? Yes, everybody's in listen only mode. All right, brothers. So I want to make this, I want to say this now. I appreciate you for joining, but I want y'all to remember, y'all just getting used to me, right? When we do these workshops are for y'all. We don't want you to just join. We want you to join. We want you to be interactive. We want you to take a part. We're doing these workshops so that way we can test the narrative here. Brother Jones?
Brothers, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Man, how y'all doing?
Good, good, good.
Outstanding, outstanding. Forgive my tardiness. I was talking with my line brother who lives with me actually.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah, always working on it. So nonetheless, I'm the founder of the Black Social and Culture Committee here in Northern Virginia. Essentially what that does, I'm an event curator. I try to create spaces for people that look like us in spaces like this to create niche events like festivals, concerts, mixers, and things of that nature. So that's currently what I do. I was actually just looking at the one of the questions said, what problem does your business solve? Yeah, Northern Virginia, I mean, if we're calling a spade, our people have money out here. You know what I mean? And I think it's time for us to just, come together as a people, especially during time like these, obviously very trying times. So I create spaces for them to celebrate. And through that, I promote Black businesses, I promote Black joy, partnerships with a lot of local businesses. And yeah, so the thing I like to tell people, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show on HBO Max. It's called Insecure. I watched that
We
jump.
might be a little familiar.
A little familiar. There it is. There it is. The main character, Issa, she ends up doing that. That's the job that she ends up doing. Like she works for herself essentially. So she's an entrepreneur that's creating spaces for Black people, by us, for us, through those niche, cultural experiences. So I work with bands. I work with different venue spaces. And yeah, I got a lot of things coming up on the pipeline. I'm putting out an NPHC festival. So I know I'm the vice president of the council here in Northern Virginia, and NPHC turns 95 next year, May 10th. So putting a festival together for that, a Juneteenth marketplace, and a Mother's Day show, Mother's Day concert that I do every year. So things like that, if that makes sense. So that's currently what I do. I figured I just wanted to see
Awesome.
if much
That's
on
great. Now, I love what you just said. Now, take everything that you just said and tell me what your business is. How do you solve that problem? And tell it to me in 2 sentences.
Oh, everything I just did, do it in 2 sentences.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm the founder of the Black Social and Culture Committee of Northern Virginia. I curate niche events for Black people in the area that promote Black business, Black joy, and spread Black wellness. 2 sentences.
That was great. That was awesome. Now, I need some assistance in the chat or come off. What did you think? Give some feedback. That's what this workshop is for. I need you brothers. I need you brothers interactive. We on Zoom too. I know we sitting there on whatever, but that's what these workshops are for. Give Brother Jones some feedback. I think that was great. You took, first of all, your first response and intro was great, right? In reference to presenting the fact that you only have 10 minutes, you're not going to be able to take that long
Sure.
doing a presentation. But what you was able to do, because you know your business so well, you was able to take what you told me at first, right? And you turned that into 2 sentences and you said everything you just said to me in 2 sentences.
Yeah, you gotta do more with less, brothers. It's 12. It's 12. It's 12.
Awesome. So can I get some additional feedback from the brothers on the line for Brother Jones and what you just witnessed there with how he introed his business and then how he re-introed his business? Anybody? Love that. Brother Wright said, great passion. Yup. That's that exuding confidence, right? That we talked about in the executive summary. Good point, Brother Wright. Anyone else?
Yeah, right here. Brother Jones, great intro for the business. Now, what I'm curious about is what you could have done with that first sentence, because that was more an intro on you. The second part of it was your business. But I'm curious to see, like, if you took that first sentence, put it in another field, right? And use that second sentence as your first sentence and use your second sentence to elaborate on, I guess, without giving away the secret sauce, right? But more about the impact or, what you've done to date. I think there's room there to. Now, let me ask you: are you a team of one? Do you have a like what's your structure?
I'm essentially a team of one, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think that this is great because if you are a team of one, you are your business, right? So I think it is helpful to introduce yourself in tandem with the business. But I would say if there's an opportunity to elaborate more in that second sentence, I would take that. But no, this is a great job.
Thank you, Tom.
Excellent.
Appreciate you, brother.
Excellent. Excellent.
I would just add real quick. I think what I think we need is what led you to the business. A little like I'm your name, and I found that there was not enough events promoting what you were promoting, so I developed this business, and then you go on with it.
Outstanding.
Awesome feedback. Brothers, that's what this workshop is all about. There is so much resources right here on this call. That's why we put this together. We put it together for you, right? So please, take advantage of this time while we have all the resources that we have here. Brother Jones, excellent, excellent. Thank you for stepping up and sharing. All right. Can I have another brother share with us what his business is and let us know? Intro your business to us, please. Or your business idea. If you don't have a business yet, right? What is your business idea? What problem would you like to solve? Anyone else?
Brother Howard,
Yes.
my business idea is to provide grant writing services to small nonprofits, startup nonprofits, and fledgling and beginning businesses that need to find capital. I should say that the SBA and the tremendous resources they offer absolutely factors into any strategy that I might set forth. But that's my business idea.
Awesome. So if you had to take that idea and let's assume you now have that business, do you know, have you researched yet what problem your business is solving?
Yeah, the problem that I would be helping to address is a lack of access to where to find capital and strategies to help you win that capital.
Awesome.
Specifically, more on the writing front, as well as making certain that the other pieces that need to be there, like the website and your promotional materials and your elevator pitch and the overview of what your business is, to help that individual or his or her company move forward.
That's great. And what would your actual service be? Would it be more on a consulting side, or would it be more on the, hey, I'll write the grant, I'll show you the resources, I'll write the grant. Like what is your service?
Well,
What is your offering?
that consulting, it's two sides. One side would be consulting. That would be to bring to the attention of a client what some strong funding prospects would be, setting forth for them strategies for how to position themselves to apply and chase that money. Strategies like doing the research on who sits on the board, what relationships might they have, references, that sort of thing. The other side of it is actually writing those applications for funding, recognizing that the client is the subject matter expert, not me,
Gotcha.
because
So you'll have two separate offerings, right?
Mhm,
Or two separate service models, right?
right.
And so what would your target market look like? What are the demographics that you are attacking or that you're looking to assist? Would it be
Um,
a joint demographic there, or would you say that you might have an overall demographic and maybe two separate demographics for the two separate service models?
that's research I need to do. I mean, I can speak in generalities, but I recognize who I'm talking to, so I'm not going to.
No, that's good, but that's why we're doing this, right? And I
Right.
want everybody to see, what just happened. I'm not asking you to give me the answer today. These are questions that are going to be asked that I just want you guys to start to think about to get your juices flowing. Doesn't mean you have to have the answer right now, right? Just know that these are the questions that are coming.
Mhm.
This is what people want to know, right? So that way you have an understanding of exactly what you need to go back. Hopefully, I just helped to refine some of the research that you have to do because now you know what areas you have to look in.
Yes.
Make
Thank
sense?
you. Yes.
Brother Lawrence, thank you so much for volunteering. Brother AJ Johnson, what's going on, brother?
I'm well. How are you, man?
Good, good.
Good, good. I am just getting to my laptop here, but I'm really, really loving this discussion. And my hold on. Do you mind if I switch to my laptop for a moment?
No, go ahead, man. Go
All
ahead.
right, here we go. This
I'm trying to figure out how the heck to put hands down, but good thing he switched to his laptop. So his hand already automatically went down. I just had it. I don't know why I can't do it anymore. Okay, I found it. All right, great. Okay, we're good. All right. Go ahead, AJ.
All right, cool, man. So my business idea is a hat business called Brothers Johnson 1929 hat company. And I appreciate the SBA because the SBA gave me my like legitimate first loan to open my store. So it was through a Heartlift grant through the city of Hartford, and it was completely helpful. So like thank you to the SBA for like having those programs. And shout out to my city for like actually going out and get them and connecting and making it happen. But um my hat business or company was established in 2018, and it's named after the memory of my father, Dr. William Johnson, who is a pastor, preacher, and like civil rights leader between Harlem, New York City, and Hartford, Connecticut, who just wore hats. Growing up in church, Brother Rashawn, you know this. You're a preacher's kid. It wasn't a Sunday you would go to church and you didn't have a hat on.
That's true.
So hats are just a part of my culture. They express my culture. They express, there's a lot of women in our church, unfortunately, who still can't hold leadership positions. So women would wear their hats as like a statement of who they were, although they were silenced in the church culture. So
That's deep.
it is like it like so to me, opening and wanting to have a hat brand spoke to like the Black culture between Harlem, New York City, and Hartford, Connecticut, and just what like the grittiness and the class that it took for my father to sustain who he was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what my hat business is inspired by. But other than that, we just sell dope hats. Yeah, I have a wife that is just very creative with her hands, so we started creating and making the hats.
Mm,
And what we realized in our market is one, there were no Black-owned business. Like our city was desperate for Black-owned business, right? Not to go downtown, but to like actually grow in in the neighborhood.
mm-hmm.
So, our business served the need because as much as we're on this phone call, there's only a few of us that's actually going to go and complete the process to get it done, right? And so we all have to be aware of that. And there's cities desperate for us to have our businesses there. So my city was one of those desperate cities. Man, we opened up a little 500 square foot store in the neighborhood using federal money and some local money, and it's the only Black-owned hat store in New England. And so
That's great.
definitely
That's
proud of it,
awesome.
so forth and so on. So
And
that's
and state for the record, because I know you was a part of workshop one, so I already know the answer to this. Do you have a working business plan?
I do have a working business plan, and because I know how you are and who you are, I have it open right up. So, dog, yo, what up? What
No,
up?
you
What you
good.
want? What
I just
answer? Nah,
I,
dog,
I
yo,
just wanted everybody to know
I came
because you
ready for interrogation, dog. What's up?
because you talked about funding. And earlier, Janelle, who by the way, I want to introduce you to Janelle. She is one of our SBA representatives who is sharing the resources and giving some of her expertise and advice on the workshop today. And you know, she spoke on the importance of having a business plan, but a solid business plan if you want to get funding, especially if you're a brand new business. And so you just confirmed everything she just said without even knowing she said it by coming on and saying, I got money to start my business. And I just want everybody to know that you got money because you had a business plan. And so you came at it the right way, right? But also you spoke very passionately about your business and what your business does. For the sense of this exercise, do me a favor. Tell me all that again, but tell it to me in a 2-sentence elevator speech. What is introduce me to your business?
Dang, you got me on that one. There's no way I could talk about it in 2 minutes, but I would try. If I would say, or what I would say is, Brothers Johnson Hat Company expresses itself in 3 simple characteristics: strength, loyalty, and distinction. And so when you buy or purchase a hat from us, you're being welcomed into strength, loyalty, and distinction. That's what will set you apart.
There it is. See, you did it. Awesome stuff. So I want to open it up for feedback for brother AJ Johnson on what he just did, right? We just heard the how and the why, and then he put all of that together into 2 sentences. I like to hear some feedback on what you think about that and what happened. Anybody?
I can kick it off. Great job, Brother Johnson. One thing that I really got from yours was an experience. I work in the digital experience field, so understanding what a user's overall journey is when they encounter your product, that really tells you everything you need to know about that business. And if you're able to take me on a journey in 2 sentences, you're doing something big, man. I like how you did that. Great job.
Awesome, brother Gordon. Thank you for your feedback, brother Lewis.
Hi. So I definitely like how you put in your own unique way of your own business. So it definitely was a unique answer. Just from uh kind of like a literature standpoint, because I do teach English, I would try to make sure to try to refrain from just kind of restating the same exact thing that you just said, in the sense of how you said it kind of was like the same sentence, whatever, but other than that, like that was just like my own critique. But yeah, overall, like I definitely liked your whole business and like how you were saying it as well, because it was definitely unique, and it's not something that it's not like a common business, like say like a I'm not saying it correctly, but is that making sense, or okay? I
No,
don't.
totally making sense, because it's like
Okay.
a boutique item, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Because it's like, and it's in a lane, but it kind of has its own avenue, and yeah. So, but good job on the
I love
originality
this.
and definitely knowing your business. I think uh is a very good thing, and helpful in the long run.
Definitely.
thank you.
Brother Johnson, I would say first that I would concur with Brother Gordon. You made an excellent presentation. Now, I'm from Harlem, right, and I grew up in a similar kind of circumstance, and the way that you pitched your business hit an emotional chord, struck an emotional chord for me. And so much so, I Googled you and I see your website. Your website looks really good. So I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna come to your store and I'm gonna connect you to my wife's organization, the Links, and they do a ladies in hats luncheon that has over 500 people, and they need vendors there. And so it's, making a connection. And as I've gotten older, I've grown to appreciate hats too, and a lot of brothers now do that. So I think you're onto something, and I encourage you to continue.
I absolutely love this dialogue and what's happening during this workshop. Brothers, that's what this workshop is for. That's what this is about. Brother Wilson Sr.
Yes, good evening, brothers. The brother that just spoke with the hats, his sincerity and his passion, I mean, it made me want to purchase a hat. And he took it out of the realm of just being a hat to being a statement. And I said, wow, that's awesome. I felt like the brother would say he's going to go there. I said, man, I'm here in New Jersey, but I really appreciated that, and it alluded to what the brother director you were saying. You can do the AI and chat thing. I'm not really tech savvy, but you have to have that sincerity and that passion with the brother, which the brother showed. Which, yeah, I think that was great. Very I learned a lot just in that. Thank you.
That's what this is all about, brothers. We have a third workshop coming up, and that's mostly interactive. So, brothers, please come prepared to really be active with that, right? So we'll be going back and forth, but I want to get to our resource. Miss Chanel, go ahead and share your thoughts.
Well, I was going to say, listening to everybody talk about AJ's business. So what you've done is tell a story, right? You brought people in, and that's what helps you to not only people get to understand your passion, but they get to the why. Why did you do what you're doing? What it's not because there's, not a plethora of hat companies. I mean, there's hats, but you're selling hats that have a unique meaning to people. And I got to tell you, I didn't grow up in an African American church. I'll say that. But I want to know what your website is, because I'm going to connect you to your local SBA office, because you're an excellent brand ambassador for SBA. You got a loan to help you start your business. You're doing great things. We have this connection between the NPHC and SBA. This is something that needs to be told. And I think that, you've moved people here on this webinar, and it's not like you couldn't move others. I mean, there's plenty out there, I think, but you've got a great way of telling a story and bringing people in and letting them understand what your business is about. And that's what you want to do when you're doing your business plan and your business pitch.
AJ, put your website in the chat, please.
Got you, brother. Got you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to hear that. I thank you, brothers. I appreciate you. I didn't know what to expect tonight, but I knew ready to come with, with my business plan, because I saw how you was grilling dudes in Area 3. So appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot.
Yeah. And Janelle, you took me right back to this slide, right? And closing out everything with that executive summary. Here's the important aspect. It is your story. That's what your executive summary, it should flow. People should be able to visualize what's going on in your head. Why you did what you did, why this business is where it is, right? I should hopefully, maybe not as inspiring as AJ got us, but I should feel a little inspired after reading your executive summary. Because the judges and the investors on that first level, they're looking at a document. They can't see your face. They can't see your passion. They can't feel your passion. They can't hear your passion. And if AJ is able to articulate what he said publicly and physically onto a piece of paper, oh, he's in good shape, which obviously he did because he got some money. Right? And so that's what this workshop is all about, right? It's ensuring that all of you understand, whether you are a business owner already, or whether you are aspiring business owner, or whether you're just thinking about being an entrepreneur, that putting a business plan, putting your idea on paper is the number one priority. Get it out of your head and put it on paper. And then organize it with the business plan. And even if you don't have every aspect of the business plan, start to tell your story. Work on an outline like I did at first, and then build back to that executive summary. Okay. But remember, the executive summary is your meat and potatoes. It is what you get judged on. It's like walking in the street and you know, I'm going to say looking for a spouse or whatever, and they looking like, oh, you better hope your sneakers is clean. I hope your outfit look good. I hope it match, right? That's what that executive summary is. It's that first impression. And y'all know first impressions means everything, right? So hopefully you were able to take a lot out of the presentation today. I'm going to pass it back to Reverend Lewis before we have closing remarks and closing questions to discuss some other resources that we have available in conjunction with SBA. And Ms. Chanel, we are so appreciative of you coming on and sharing time with us today. You have been a huge, huge add to today's workshop. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. I hope I did provide some sort of benefit to your attendees. So.
Oh, definitely. Brother Lewis, the floor is yours.
Absolutely. Yep. No, appreciate it. And once again, I do want to just double up on that. Thank you to our guest, Miss Hine. SBA, I'm using SBA right now. I started my business about 2 years ago, and I quit my job back in May so I could focus on it full time. So SBA has been my friend. It's been it's armed me with so much additional insight. Apex, my Apex Accelerator program, it supports small businesses securing government contracts. I'm using them for free. My SCORE mentor, I'm on my second mentor. Unfortunately, my other one retired, but he retired from retiring. And so I have a new mentor, but again, he has done what I'm doing now and has been very successful in it. So now he mentors, and he's not just giving generalized information. He's giving custom tailored feedback to me in the government contracting space so that I can take that guidance, implement it, and come back with feedback. So that's SCORE, again, free. And the VBOC, I'm not a veteran, but I do understand that there are, they serve veteran entrepreneurs with training, counseling, mentorship to start and grow their small businesses. And going back to the certification aspect of it, if you are a veteran and you do have a small business, there are veteran certifications that can help shrink that pool of opportunities so that you can be more competitive in your space. Last but not least, I got to point to impact1914.org. That is your regional bigger and better business toolkit. Anything that you need from for Dress for Success, Black Spend, anything SBA related. Billboard Jackson, the application is there. Anything else you need from a regional perspective, it's all there. Impact1914.org. And I think we can go to the next slide. I think this might be our last slide. So a couple of regional shameless plugs. So if you got your phone handy and you're not following us on social media, we're on IG, the Gram, we're on YouTube. We are on Facebook as well. So just, if you're not following us, please do. We'll be sharing programming.
Well, the YouTube is my YouTube, but I take advantage of this position to help grow my YouTube channel.
You are director of Bigger and Better Business. That is your right. So any musings from our Bigger and Better Business team, there are several of us on this call. led by our brother director, Rashawn Howard, and our partnering organizations. And then let's see, we've also got two other links here for Impact 94. We just spoke about that on the resource page. The last link here, or at least the last graphic here, is we do have a new feature on our membership blueprint. So if you log into your blueprint account, there is a new feature for professional affiliation, business ownership, entrepreneurial affiliations under the About Me tab. So you can make yourself and your business more findable by those in the frat who want to leverage your services. So just, if you haven't already, go into your blueprint account. Was it members.5861914.org, log in, go to your About Me, and just scroll down. I think it's right there. No, actually, there's another tab, right, Brother Howard?
It's the About Me tab. Yeah, but they can scroll
Tab, yeah.
down. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah,
Yeah.
just go to that tab and update your information. The more brothers we can get into it, the more valuable it will be.
Yeah.
I think that's really it.
Yeah.
So
And-
I think we can close out.
Yeah,
Brother-
definitely. So, brothers, in closing, yeah, thank you, brother Austin. Brothers, in closing, Billboard Jackson, who is brother Billboard Jackson, who was a Sigma, spent his life's work on ensuring that minorities had the opportunity to build wealth through entrepreneurship. That is the inspiration of the Billboard Jackson grant. And I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. Yes, we want you to compete and submit your business plans and do everything you can to win on the Eastern regional level and on an international level. But the biggest thing we want you to do is take part of this program so that way you can build a sustainable business that can help you financially and help build wealth for you and your family. AJ spoke to it. Ms. Chanel spoke to it. There are resources out there for you. You may not be the winner of the Eastern Region Billboard Jackson. You may not be the winner of the International Billboard Jackson. But if you take part in this program and you really put your all into it, you will be a winner somewhere because you'll have the tool that you'll be able to utilize to have a successful business. So, brothers, I hope that you took something out of today. You took something out of the previous workshops. I also am going to pray that we're more interactive on the next workshop. But I do understand it's the middle of a long week. We've all had a very, very long week. I do understand that, and I appreciate brothers for just logging in. I definitely don't want to act like that's not a big deal. That is a huge deal that you at least took the step to log in to receive the information, and that's the first step to everything. Brothers who already own their business, I'm gonna plug it again because I'm the chair and and I enjoy plugging it. The Sigma Business Locator on the blueprint. Update your information, your professional affiliation, and if you own a business, update your business information so that way your business can be exposed on the Sigma Business Locator. But I'm gonna tell you one other thing. Starting in February, we're going to be highlighting and recognizing small businesses across the region. I'm only going to go to the list on the blueprint on the Sigma Business Locator. I'm not reaching out to chapters or to my area directors and asking them to give me names. Nope, I'm plugging right into the blueprint and I'm going to grab some names from there. And those are the businesses that we're going to highlight. So please take advantage of the resources that are available to you at no cost because you are a member of this organization. There is value in membership. There is value in financial membership. There's value in being a part of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. So with that, I'm going to close and open up to any questions, comments, or concerns that the Brotherhood might have on today. And I want to mention, again, Janelle, thank you so much